eluded Heretics since the dawn of this roster at the beginning of 2024. 2 finals appearances, but weren't able to capitalize. And today, they're going up against Meteor, a man who stopped them back at Shanghai last year. On this attack side, T1 love to play with a lot of pace. That's what we saw against DRG. But here, to open the game, very slow.
It's Izu out here first. There's a Sonic Sensor at Rubble, which is cleared out. But Izu, you'll notice, got knocked down to 45. That might have been Woot's involvement there. 3 players grouped up here out of B main for Team Heretics. A 3-player clear just as the hit comes in towards Mound.
Would have maybe even had an opportunity for some kind of Mound crunch if they really wanted to. Boo could have thrown that paranoia from C main. Maybe they pop out of the door, but it's just a safer line where they're going to stack up towards C.
They're checking this
all the way in spawn. Yeah, they're ready.
Their eye is on Woots, and Buzz is able to bring him down. Already Izu quite far forward on the A side of the map, and there is some upper control for Benji. And maybe a Gravnet off a good timing, but T1 are moving in numbers now.
Heretics are getting to heaven right now, and that's some lovely delay from the Gravnet. That should allow the full rotate, and honestly might call for a cancel from T1.
Benji dropped to the side.
I like this decision from T1, just pivot right into B.
And the smoke here is timely, cuts Boo off as he might have had a chance to peer in from Blink. Now, mild upper presence here from Mini Boo. Doesn't want to overcommit, and he's not sure about the stairs push, so has to keep an eye on that angle as well.
That fight towards Blue Room is going to be crucial with multiple players from Heretics ready to go in there, but the paranoia from DH could just absolutely ruin them.
Playoff contact here for Izu, most likely. He gets a paranoia himself. DH right into the face of Rienza, right click sent him packing. Benji stepped up. Quickly though is nullified. Boo eventually peers into this engagement from Link, but his teammates, well, they're gone. Now he has to unravel this himself. Izu low, but Meteor up close on the site. Puts him to bed.
Going up against T1 on Lotus, especially after the game against DRG, where they just played at a blistering pace throughout. You really expect them to do something explosive on the pistol round, but well, they take it very slow. And crucially, it's them being able to, with multiple players, get that swing onto Woot while crossing over towards A. He could have gotten 1-2 kills, done more damage, but only got 1 real tag off with that Headhunter. And then T1 call a very nice pivot into B, realizing the Heretics have already gotten that timing. They rotate to A. Good round overall.
Okay, Mini Boo, early here with the Marshal. Again, it's Izu on a solo mission towards the A side. He's shut down.
Yeah, he just walks into a stack. He gets hit by the Sheriff from Rienz as well, so that just becomes a one-shot, basically hit by an AWP.
Okay, back turn there for Buzz as he spins and twirls his way onto Mound. Takes a bunch of damage and still wants to be the tip of the spear. Into the C side with the paranoia catching on a Mini Boo, and DH takes that upper box position.
A lot of danger for Buzz, but he'll temporarily slow that pace down. 2 Marshals for Heretics. A Sheriff, Headhunter for Woot. They have perhaps enough tools to be able to get this done. Boo's still got a paranoia. If he gets a good connection with that, Heretics will be able to get into this site, try and close the distance.
Arcro's not cleared, actually still on the C side, and he gets the flash. Meteor hoping to play off of it, Woot affected. Benji not so much, looks like he was able to turn it to some degree. Here's a paranoia that catches on the stacks at the back of the site. Gravnet also thrown in, but Meteor is able to spray down. Rienz has already found 2 with the Sheriff and now is threatening further. Punishment around the corner is Meteor. That's his 3rd for the round. But Boo will be the last one standing.
What a retake from Team Heretics. They slow things down, they wait for a moment, gather up. Boo gets that smoke down over towards C main. A very weak Buzz just kind of forced to retreat, to play back. And then from there, just flooding into the site together. That paranoia was the pivotal util piece for them, and it connected onto both of the players who were entrenched at Ben.
All right. Any player at VCT Global Events, that is Buzz, the highest amount of kills. He has attended many global events in his time.
5 champions appearances in a row for Buzz. One of the only 3 players to accomplish that pretty unbelievable feat. Boot's going to be flashed off of C. Does have to get out of there straight away. To T1, do they just accelerate? Yeah, they do. Buzz is right in. Boo has got to get the hell out of dodge.
Just an insane round previously for Heretics there. Able to find success on that anti-eco. Puts T1 in a bit of an uncomfortable position.
Planted.
Okay.
Oh my god, for 2?
Stunning stuff. The Gravnet and the nade combo perfect for Team Heretics. And they don't have to commit too much more early. Now they can start to win their way through with a player advantage. Now they're being joined by Woot.
And again, Boo escapes that site without having to use the paranoia to get out safely. Has it, access for the retake, connects onto multiple players again.
A third for Miniboo here. He is having a round and a half. Riens to chime in, and DH is going to be seized in the middle of the smoke. He's an easy pick, and another paint shell will claim him. 3 kills off the nade for the Rays. Just as Miniboo said, I do not care who they are. I do is shoot. All I do is throw util.
That's a Project A certified moment for sure. Perfect grab. That Buzz was just about to get out the way. Look at him. He barely gets caught on the edge. That is so brutal. 2 rounds back to back. Heretics have really displayed a proficiency at being able to retake on this C site. And now it's going to be Pasty from T1 out of A. They love to throw a fast lane, have Buzz run right to that tree door to deny a player coming out of it. Will there be one from Heretics? Yeah, it looks like it. They want to brawl. There's going to be a Yoru flash and a Haunt up top as well from T1.
There'll be a flood of util now coming in. Grabs net, doesn't connect. Buzz gets ahead of it. It's going to be a showstopper for Miniboo. He whips around and catches DH out. Easy's got his work cut out from now. Clone around the corner as Boo retreats back into tree, with that line still being covered by Benji, tucked in the corner. And Easy knows this. Oh, Razorbind thrown in, but Riens is too quick on the swing out, and he finds his third for the round. This guy, lap-grown brilliance on the Valorant battlefield. And now Stax is going to be hemmed in. Wood already in that attack side spawn, and Stax, realistically, has nowhere to go.
Walled from the front. If he tries to retreat, Wu is just ready on that angle with the Guardian. Heretics with a great response as to how to fight against this standard A-Rubble fast open from T1. They put a lot of emphasis on stuffing the players at the choke who are going to be behind Buzz, who's going to have the most pace going forward. And in addition to that, they don't heavily commit through tree, where Buzz is fighting, able to usually catch those early kills from.
And even at this point, it's tough for Stax to exit the round with a weapon in hand. Rien's just checking to make sure Stax hasn't pushed up onto the left. And, well, we don't talk about those. Rien's still...
Just as I was about to make a narrative point about Rien's being an absolute top-tier player. And he still is, despite what we've witnessed,
He is.
despite the C's.
These are the kind of rounds you can afford a missed C's for sure. Wuto wants to push up here, wrest this gun away from Stax at some point, and does so with finesse. Guardian takes the head off. And that's Heretics 3-1 now in the lead.
Just a brilliant A fight from Heretics, and then Rien's able to collect 2, denies Meteor that trade. One of the all-around best Valorant players in the game right now. He's maxed out on all different traits. His fight with the showstopper was perfect.
DH so quickly trying to get a smoke set up mid-push.
And look at Buzz, unable to get anything done with the Haunt down. Do T1 just go for it again? Looks like they want to get out. Is it going to be the same play? Yeah, fast lane across. Here comes Buzz. Denied, though, is DH.
Oh, Buzz chunked down, shot through the wall with the Outlaw. Dangerous now. He's caught out there with nothing but a Bucky. But Easy with the Sheriff might have relieved some of the pressure. Heretics heavy on the B side.
That was a really nicely placed relay bolt. And now Buzz wants to keep that pace up, get into this A site. Low on HP. Has the Bucky. It's a backside plant. Wu absolutely denying T1.
Buzz is low. Gravnet almost caught him now. The paint shells force him back into tree.
We saw so much of these little util combos from Heretics, just absolutely obliterating G2 in that matchup. And so far, it's much the same. What a shot from Wu.
Completely unnecessary headshot there.
Yeah.
Wu just found
a little foul. Didn't need to do that. Just a body shot would have done.
Stax and Meagle now step up and step away as Heretics clock yet another one up. Happy to take that close-up fight. Riens was clearly an acceptable loss for them there. Controlling the pace from upper on that A side.
This defense really has been sublime. Root is so ready for this teleport up. Again, just reading exactly how this A fight is going to be taken. He just immediately goes for that Omen teleport little jump up spot. Kill. Run away. Post back up with the Outlaw. Very nicely handled. T1, they're going to be on the full buy here. They're nearing damn near every ultimate in their arsenal at this point.
We're getting close to timeout territory, I'd think, for Autumn to chime in.
Now it feels like we're getting from T1 what we saw against DRG. So many fast pops into A-Rubble. But are they going to adjust how they're taking this side of the map, given on the prior 2 attempts, Heretics have absolutely denied them. Looks pretty
pretty similar, but Heretics have that mound pressure early this round. A defensive pop on the C side of the map means that T1 can get forward without any contact.
It is Buzz just right to this tree door, and he usually moves with, through it with so much pace that this little stun is perfectly placed, slows him down.
Ravnet to follow it up here. Benji going to see the clone first and then off the Nightfall trying to make a play, but he's flashed out. Able to get to the safe side of the corner. Now a wall thrown up.
That counter Nightfall hit absolutely everyone on T1. They're fully stalled out in tree. They've got 4 players committed to this position.
Managed to bust up the wall, but the steel guard on how they're supposed to play off this. They've been slowed up so much. DH now looking over at Baby Door with some concern. Doesn't know if Heretics will try and pinch them here.
The only option for T1 is to slow down. They just want to activate this door to feign that they could be retreating, but it's going to be a re-hit. Heretics, however, no real reason to adjust off this site. 2 players ready to anchor. That's Boo up front.
Yeah, mindful of that, he goes for the trade. Benji hit with Paranoia and has to give a bit of that ground league Boo on his own, but another grab net here can buy time for Miniboo to set up here from upper. He'll send a nade in now and a light down onto the side. Spot Isu instantly dispatches him. And Miniboo is disgusting. Just add water. And you've got a juggernaut out there on A.
Stellar anchoring from Miniboo. The snap on that first shot. Perfect adjustment onto Stack. Not even Meteor could find that kill swinging backside. Miniboo is such a momentum-based player. But when he gets rolling, he feels absolutely unstoppable. Question marks around his performance in stage 2. But he is absolutely living up to the high expectations.
28 over the series. He went absolutely nuts and it still wasn't enough. Now though, he's got T1 behind him.
Crazy enough, yeah, after that then a free agent joins up with T1, who completely retool this roster, win Bangkok at the top of the year.
Isu, the last remaining player of the core of this T1 project.
Now T1 taking some early control here towards Mound, can get the overdrive in the hands of Buzz. They find an opportunity to rip that on this eco round, turn the tides.
Rienz is ensconced in this deadlock utility on every side, basically. Extreme amounts of util layered there for him. Now T1 back off after posturing early in that mound direction. But trying to get that A-side control, that rubber control might be tough. They might try and link up here with Meteor.
So far in this half, Wood has had a lot of impact on the game just by taking extremity control wherever this massive pack of T1 players are not.
I don't know if they're ready for this.
He can take the shot, he can teleport away to tree, just get back to safety.
Trademark now triggering, that's going to slow Buzz down. No extra Heretics play to peer into the situation. Rienz is playing that Baby Door corner very safely. But there will be tree access for T1 now. They look to accelerate into the site.
How much does Wood commit? He surely knows he just has to escape at this point, right?
He got up ropes. I don't think that's an option for him. I'm not sure.
Buzz knows that if he went 1 foot higher, he would have been an absolute dead man, so he's just going to back down.
Retreat not in the vocabulary, though, for Wood, is it? Rienz has found Stacks. He's finally making his way out of Baby Door now. Time is ticking.
These T1 players are just absolutely surrounded on the site. Look at the mini-map right now. They have nowhere to go.
And they can't get at Heretics. Wood keeping them at arm's length here. Meteor trying to creep up on him. DH and Meteor get some serious value off these Sheriffs, but ultimately it's just not enough numbers to run with.
No idea where those kills came from, but damage at this point, who really cares? The economy for Team Heretics is fully out of control. Benji Fishy is capped. Woot loves to play up towards Rubble. It's a great position for the chamber on this map because you can put your teleport back into tree and just immediately get away to that safe area of the map, retreat to the site from there.
One more. Nice! Let's go, guys. Well played.
He has done such a great job with this map control, like I was saying in the mid-round. Really pivotal to Team Heretics' success here.
Operator in the hands of Woot still. A tour de force should have been required. 11-4 for Miniboo.
Now we've got a bunch of ultimates online for T1. That dimensional drift I'll be keeping my eye on. Izu likes to go for some really bold plays with that. He'll pop out of it with no support util, just a shorty in hand to get a kill. He is an absolute maniac. Such an explosive player. We'll see if he can be the difference maker here.
T1 respecting the early pop on demand from Heretics, and now they're going to look to try and fight for the space. Woot takes a shot. He's able to get out. Rienz left in his wake, though. Marked as he is, there's coverage for him from C main, and T1 are going to back out.
Heretics just did not give that up. Woot didn't give up the angle. What is the move here from T1? Gate Crash from Yuzu has gone all the way to spawn, so he can make as much noise as possible over on this A side, and yeah, now he just teleports back to C. Look at Meteor. How is he in B? What is this timing?
He just crept up on this. No one watching it. Rand's clearly unaware. There could be a player so deep, but now Woot has to try and keep T1 at arm's length over on the C side of the map. Izu is going to emerge. Flattens Woot. That now breaks this side as well. Open. Meteor's still a problem at B, but that's another story, because right now Buzz is writing his own chapter. Rien's steamrolled as he solo tries to make his way out of Waterfall. Meteor will catch the rotates. He'll snarl Boo up in place, make it costly to try and get out to that C side of the map. Eventually Boo digs him out.
Now, Boo and Benji Fishy have more than enough cash to just try to send it here. Even the damage could have future significance, but Izu denies that.
Filthy off angle. Now it's on Boo. More of a passive player. Likes to let his teammates do the talking. Unfortunately, he has to step up, and it's 4 players of T1 hungrily waiting for him. And that's the first round. T1 have been able to put on the board since the pistol.
There was your essential Izu moment. He loves to pop out of those dimensional drifts with a shorty close range. That time Wu was overwhelmed with Util, fully blinded up. Didn't know what to do, where to look.
A bizarre lurk onto B that found Meteor right in the middle of the site, under the noses of Heretics.
T1 do solid job working the map there, no doubt, with Izu being able to pressure towards A, teleport away. What is going to be the move here? Izu can walk out on this A side, play around the dark cover. Oh
Dinks.
My god.
Taken down to 10.
Riens doesn't know it now, but when he watches the VOD, Brady at a Vandal, but all good. Woot again. Just unnecessary. Unnecessary with the headshots. You didn't need to just decapitate that poor man.
That's a tour de force invested in for this round, when he already has a rifle to work with. Very serious about having that op presence.
Look at the setup on A right now. What is Meteor supposed to do? He's just surrounded by Util entirely, walled off. He's in an escape room.
It looks like Pico Park out there.
T1, they want to gather back up with him. On account of him having this space, they're just going to wait for the timing on this wall to drop, and then they can try to activate. Dark cover going to be placed on stairs, and the Prowler will alert Heretics to the fact that they're going to go for this execute.
I mean, you've got the exact answer here to this fast-playing duelist. Benji takes down Buzz, but trades out. Meteor right behind him, lit by the Horn, and Woot finds the timing downstairs. It's effective. Rien still fighting on the side here, and it's all on stacks. Will eventually meet his maker too. Stunning round here from Rien's, and again, that center util slows T1 down as they try and accelerate onto A.
This composition from Heretics is just working exactly as intended, exactly as they drew it up. Having both of your Sentinels able to anchor on this A site together, one of which can take those aggro lines in the chamber and Woot, and then be able to back away. And Rien's always fast on that rotate, fast to assist. He is just an absolute phenom of a player. You were just to build about. Heretics have some serious intentions of fighting aggressively for this A side. A lot of pings going down on the map from them right now. What is the game plan? Maybe another showstopper for Miniboo? We saw it last time.
That sees his Horn actually thrown in front. There's the grab net. Sees for the fast play. Okay, there is also a wall. Heretics insistent about being deep here with that line of scrimmage on A.
Izu gets a lot of info for the team. That may prompt T1 to just try to aggress towards C, but as is the case against this comp, you're going to run into the chamber on that other side of the map. But the Prowler forces Woot away.
The threat of being pinched there from B-Main was too much. He was aware someone was probably tucked in that corner. Sees, catches out Woot. This is about to get pretty dangerous. TP up for DH, but he's got eyes for Izu first. Woot gets his one. Pretty compromising spot to play from, but he emerges with a kill at least. There's the Annihilation. It catches onto a player by the looks of things. No, it's going to be a showstopper there, not connecting either. Gravnet, will it catch DH out? Bud's going to move upstairs onto the side, but Benji hits him where it hurts. Now Stack's attempting a plow, but it's belated. T1 bleeding out a little now.
Just hoping they can even maybe draw a player out, but that's not going to be the case. Wise decision from Heretics now to just retreat back into halls, retain that space, wait for Boo to get over to the site. He has that paranoia, and we've seen on multiple C retakes that has been the critical utility piece for Heretics' success getting back in. They've got the man advantage on top of that as well. How can T1 possibly win this out?
Gonna be a paranoia to set them up just as you put it. Miniboo gonna drop down, and DH really could barely fight for himself. The util for Heretics in the 3-player push through the smoke gets the job done. And after a second timeout from T1, Heretics keep the W train going.
Their play around this C side of the map is genuinely fantastic. They're making all the right decisions in these retakes, excuse me. And it's a small thing, but notice every single time they're in these situations, they always have a paranoia. Boo is never wasting them in mid-rounds. He always has it for the critical moment. Oh my god, that is Benji getting more than hyped up. Only 21 years old, might be the most experienced competitive player in this server.
Yeah, in esports in general, you might be right. He's been doing it since the last 6 years. 21. Armbrose shot out. We're going to have a crack through the smoke here. Of course, it's T1 on a bit of a lower buy. They've got to go aggressive, close that gap. It's Buzz for Miniboo. Boo going to be tucked around the corner here. Nightfall comes down. He's decayed low. Still Wood's able to back him up.
How are they staying alive? They are both stuck in the corner. Finally, Boo gets away and Wood's on the angle.
T1 can barely put a scratch on him. Why? This is nuts. Meteor has a steel guard and he's considering it. Some discussion maybe with DH now as there's a break in the action. And that Garden is going to be deployed. They're still going to play through this and it looks like they get caught out. D1, get onto the site. DH TP's forward. Rien's clearing with a Prowler, wants to try and take this fight with the Sheriff. DH eventually claims him. Boo gives a bit of ground, needs to buy some time for Benji to link up.
And he does get that weapon back. This time, did have to use that paranoia to live. Benji has a grav net. That's all they've got to work with right now.
Planted. Going to be a double player push out of Waterfall. It's dark cover, not long for this world. Benji with a grav net to spend.
T1 with their most inexperienced player, the rookie in DH, and the two-time Pacific champion doubled up to try and win out this crucial round.
Up on the backside they go. Benji, that's the grav net. Thrown out, catches both of those players. But T1 are ready for this! And DH holds in one for the boys. A MasterCard thrifty. Few and far between these rounds have been for T1, but that one was crucial.
And you wouldn't think that DH is as inexperienced as he is. In that first game, also on Lotus against DRG the other day, he put up crucial clutches, got the round at 11-12 to bring it to OT. 1v2 in the first round of OT. He has held his nerve in the most important moments for T1 in their Champions campaign so far. It was just on their Academy roster earlier this year.
But one of the most dominant players in challenges at the time. Meteor opens up on Boo. That's over at the B side. It's going to open things up for the Vice.
Rare that Boo is going to be our first player down, but Heretics respond within an instant.
I mean, T1 is still trying to play around that barrier at 8. They're still trying to peek for it.
Now, Heretics want to pivot fast towards this C site, and I mean, they've made the right decision. It is the open area of the map, but they're going to be staring down the barrel of another Team Heretics full-on retake towards C. This has been their bread and butter. They are lacking Boo and that crucial Omen utility that they've had on Pride rounds, but look at Miniboo, full kit, Rien's Prowler, a C's, going to have that Haunt backup. Benji might have that Gravnet backup. Matter of fact, it does just come up.
Miniboo has paint shells as well, Wyatt. This can be quite punishing. First the C's, that's towards Hall side. Buzz with a relay bolt, ideally to push Heretics back, and they do respect it. Send a Prowler in, but DH is there to cut it to the quick. Gravnet, TP away. Stacks has got a good angle to catch the players up on the site, and they're not ready for it. Rien's at least able to take the trade. DH has to respect this corner, play off him with Buzz. The crossfire is too much to handle, and Benji with a bit of damage. Doolittle have to his name here. Buzz brings him down, finds himself 3, and T1 cap off for the half with 2 consecutive rounds.
He's been quiet so far this game, but makes a statement to get that final one for T1. It's so critical for their recipe to success on this Neon. Finally gets it going in the final hour for this half. T1 bring it back on the side swap. We'll have to see.
The staging ground that T1 were looking for. Brutal mid.
Them have been absolutely on point. The util from Boo's Omen, perfect. And Miniboo just capitalizing off of the setup from Benji.
Boot always the last one out in these rounds. Only 5 deaths, of course, over that first half. Crucial involvement when it comes to that util. It's going to be Heretics now, of course, go to the attack side. We'll have to contend with this shield wall at the B side. They don't have the aura to tease that out for free. Meteor caught in a grab there, though. This is ugly. Wood has already made deep inroads to the side. Meteor not ready for it, but is able to deal with Wood with a headshot. It's Rien's, though, on mound.
And that cracks open this C site. Fast pivot through door from Heretics. They can try to get in, but does Meteor want to anchor? Does he want to test them? Surely not. He's
backing away.
Yeah. Just relegated to playing back halls. Should be a straight up 4-on-4 retake. Paranoia for DH.
Who's going to take contact? Straight out of this smoke here, he hears these ghost shots, playing his life for the most part. It's Buzz sliding forward, opens up for DH to take the trade, but Benji finds him in response. Here comes Stax, who though crucial, wrapping around the sights. They're not ready for this at all. Stax in trouble, and Benji finishes him off.
Boo so patient with that backside wrap, but Benji locking it down on Bend. Gets the first, looks like he gets that second trade as well. We'll see in the replay. But this is, again, an impact moment from Rien's. A lovely little tap onto Izu. And then that's the C site, just wide open for the taking.
Who could have swung that smoke? He could have tried to take a timing when he heard players on the other side shooting at players behind him. He opts to stay in that smoke, wrap around on the site late.
And that's just a nice pivot into C after the plan on B goes awry. Woot would have had that teleport option, but goes down regardless. Meteor wants to take that fight 1-for-1.
He had his hands full, but the stingers are coming for him here. Heretics board up, want to play fast. In we go. Meteor not there to set up that util to stall things down, so Heretics get the run of the place, but Izu from top side will blow Blue's head off. Stax is going to have to challenge this quickly. He'll probably look for a timing out this smoke, and then Woot almost brought down. Not enough damage of that classic to do him in.
Now the Stinger's just a bit too much to deal with. DH at range with the Sheriff, does have the Stinger as well. Couple weak players that he's going to be going up against. Could try to deny an angle with the smoke. Maybe if he hits a good paranoia.
I don't think he's thinking about it at all. He's holding on to that paranoia and wants to take this challenge himself. Hopes to maybe salvage a Stinger to give him a fighting chance. But Minibu was waiting for just that.
It seemed like for but a moment there could have been some danger when Izu gets that second kill, but overrun by the Stingers at the end of the day. And Team Heretics have a commanding lead.
Not only beat down G2, but still their signature buy. I see you. Respect the Stinger buy up, and of course, they're going to stick to it. We've seen this from a couple teams. I think Sentinels were trying it as well. The round 2 win pistol, buy up Stingers, and bonus with the Stingers. Works more often than you'd think.
Some fair bit of pressure on all sides of the map from Team Heretics. You had Boo working out towards A. He broke a haunt. And in the meantime, you have a Sonic Sensor going forward on B. Heretics are threatening some different areas. On C side, though, they've been a little bit safer, and that has allowed Izu to walk forward. Izu is also, I will say, a Yoru that is happy to get a kill and oftentimes stick around for more. Doesn't always go for that instant gate crash. He's very confident in his ability to keep brawling.
Heretics need to get the sheer wall out. They can't abuse numbers on the B side if they get broken up by it.
And one way to do it is to have Woot go past and teleport back. Right, Izu gets one, and he does want to take more, but he will get out.
Woot just called a cancel there. He actually gate crashed out when there were players potentially threatening from B main. Izu, of course, gets away. That was Woot opting to rendezvous away to the Izu up on the side. Happy to hold it down. 3 for him and maybe more. Boo steps up, but that Stinger at close range is deadly.
Yeah, mid-air as well, I guess. You can just jump around with it. Rien's knocked down a bit in terms of the HP. He does recover this Vandal, and dare I say, there's a chance on account of him going to be getting the Nightfall with a plant or a kill. I always believe in this man.
Buzz, though. Proud as a peacock perched on top of Mound. Sees Rien's coming. Cuts that one short.
Really nice round here from Izu. Gets the first, little bit of a challenge, but backs away, and then just a refight. Timing taken before that paranoia was even let loose.
Yeah, Woot did not want to hang around there and try and trade. I guess with the Stingers, it's still a tough ask. Izu could always just gate crash out early anyway.
And now Heretics looks like they want to burst out of this A side. T1 are usually happy to go for a lot of really big A fights. Again, something we saw against DRG, but makes sense that they would maybe want to mix it up a little bit heading into this game. Heretics studying that VOD. This time it's just going to be DH on the cross. He's going in, so is Buzz.
Buzz wants to fight this fast lane, throwing up DH up on top of Rubble. Finds his, but it's all falling apart on both sides of the Rubble fight. Team Heretics have shown themselves to be the dominant team.
That was a really cool refight strategy. Honestly, the fast lane up as the paranoia gets let loose from the Kobe, the teleport up top from DH to apply so much pressure. A very cool idea, an interesting set play, but Heretics just able to handle that situation, handle the chaos, find the kills.
In the marketplace of ideas, has been found wanting, apparently. As Heretics have got 6 shooters, Sometimes we've seen games from them that have just depended on that balance of individual talent. They have it in spades, and they've used it now to D1 3 feet under. Not entirely out of the round yet. It's just Izu and Meteor very much distributed across the map thinly.
They will be picking the right site to go to. It is the vacant B1. Meteor positioned over on A. Does Izu try to take a timing here?
Sonic Sensor, it's going to be a pain for him. Miniboo on that corner. Izu trying to isolate these fights now, aware of the sensor close by. Sees up top. Now that narrows things down for Heretics. They've got a good idea where Izu's coming from, but what about Meteor? He's going to join up from up and out. A little bit belated there. Clone goes in, does draw out the sensor. Izu tried to step up, but Heretics now have dragged this to within 2 rounds for a map win.
I really want to see that whole situation on A from Heretics' point of view. Benji Fishy got hit by that paranoia. Wow, pops out and kills Stacks. Yeah, and then you had DH teleport up top. He's fighting forward, doesn't realize Miniboo is tucked already. Really feels like on replay that T1 just leapt into the jaws of Team Heretics there. They almost went too deep in that instance. Past players they didn't expect to be forward.
Yeah, Buzz looked hasty trying to link up with DH and make sure he was at least set up for a crossfire.
Now this is something that Buzz likes to do a lot.
And we'll do this on the defense side.
It's an early fast lane A, just straight, and Buzz will run it down. They'll paranoia and they'll haunt players coming out. They're not even able to set it up because Woot is just shutting them down with this operator.
There's been some investment in this round, Wyatt. A few weapons bought in. T1 still able to buy in the next, but it's Woot taking close contact on the A side. This is a big part of the defense side as well. He will just walk up and fight the player at rubble.
Frankly, we are looking at a map that every team going up against Heretics is going to need to respect in the pick ban. You do not want to play these guys here.
Why, they barely play this through stage 2. It's honestly hidden for the most part. It comes out against G2. Wasn't even their map pick. I mean, they look absolutely terrifying here. Izu and Meteor probably starting to have to put their heads together for round number 18, the big one. No more timeouts left for Autumn. He has to sit by and watch this as it happens.
No, surely it is but an inevitability that Team Heretics will get to match point. Both T1 players are on this site, but only with Sheriffs.
Miniboo chases the paint shells into the back of the site. Izu is going to be kept contained for now. Meteor can make a play off of Pit, but he's the last player standing. Barely puts a scratch on Heretics. 12-5, a flawless round to get them to map point.
The util game from Heretics on this map has just simply been sublime. Woot's chamber is a menace. Here's Buzz coming. That's also something they would have prepped for. That's a standard T1 maneuver to fight towards A. Catches Buzz, teleports away, catches another. Woot has been absolutely dominant on both sides of the map. And he has just got a fantastic game plan to enable him.
And there's been an op in his hands almost every single round where Heretics have had the money. Izu has picked one up himself now, but that's been taken over to C. Woot's hoping to see the Neon at some point, and he's about to. Here he comes around the corner, slide there for Buzz. Good connection. DH trying to surge forward alongside of him, and it's 2-2 for Buzz and DH. Finally some energy there from T1, and this time they win a scrappy rubble fight.
Which might genuinely be the first time they've been able to do it. Blinded up as Rians, you are joking!
He's a genius! What is that? Back around the corner, low at 70. Riens knows he has to go for the rifle there. What a ridiculous little moment.
It's hard to hit a sliding Neon when you can see them.
Paranoid up, knew he had to change weapons. But this is the real story of the round. It's a successful rubble fight this time for T1's defense. And again, it's Buzz and DH who just hurl themselves into the abyss.
They're going to need plenty more of those to make me a believer that they could run it back on Lotus. Team Heretics are going to have 6 opportunities to close this game out. This first one here might be quite difficult, though. T1 have got 4 ultimates to play with.
Where does Izu put himself to make this op relevant? Big main this time. Woot, more often than not, has been the aggressor.
Prowler gets broken by the rifle, so did they expect this? No, Woot swings out off that jump peak. But it's not enough to throw off the steady aim of Izu.
Here's DH now, a late position taken up here in rubble, but there's a couple of Heretics players that could be a problem. Miniboo swung on by Buzz. The Benji trades into a favorable scenario now for Heretics. 3v3.
coordination was off there for T1. Buzz, in a moment, it felt like, wait, I need to go support. Tries to slide forward. DH is really overextended off that teleport. That's evened it up. And just as I say it, Rien's on the jump spot angle. Stacks removed from the server. Heretics are on the precipice of just an absolute blowout dealt to T1 on their map pick.
There's time to play here. But Heretics surely very aware of the fact that Meteor's still on the map and all his util is still active, and there's a Steel Garden to use. TP for Boo, this is the check. Baby door, nothing spotted.
30 seconds left.
Calls a cancel on that now. We're down under 30. Heretics have to put their plan in motion.
Now when they execute onto Meteor, perhaps an opportunity for him backside to tuck, get that Steel Garden off, and then fight while the spike is trying to be planted. Time is dwindling, 15 seconds, but he just fights out!
He gets his one.
Now it's Izu alone with the drift, trying to get through.
How's he supposed to pop out of this gainfully? Flash now emerges from within the smoke, a 1v2 for Izu. The initial, the core of this project, what a swing! Benji torn to shreds. Now Rien's 19 and 10, no will fall, Izu! Extends the lifeline to T1. They're in this still.
And I can't believe that they are. Team Heretics, despite losing Woot straight away to Izu's operator, get back in the lead in the round in terms of the numbers advantage, but lose out in the 1 versus 2 global trophies that has been eluding them. In this game here, a win in this series will be one step on that journey, taking them into the playoffs. The first European team to get into the playoffs even. They're looking damn good on map 1, but T1 are trying to just claw back into OT as it stands.
Pretty big grouping here towards main. Stacks can lock them in place here. Buzz also has that overdrive active. Definitely room for defensive pops here.
Danger on the cross. Woot had the line with the op.
I've seen 2v5 clutch here from Heretics in this same situation. And it's an O-scope on Meteor. Whips that one right down on him, but Izu now is going to be able to gate crash out of Mound after going down to 18.
Wants to repost on main, and Stacks trying to get their ASAP to assist. 1 kill from that fade would result in a nightfall on the defense.
I got a read on Izu's position. Looks like the C's was short, but Rien's shot was on the mark. Now Team Heretics have been able to get across to the site. Stacks will see them emerge with this nightfall. It's going to be annoying. Decayed down, of course. Rendered death. Has to Prowler in for some information.
Buzz trying to get in right now. TH on the flank. Everyone from Heretics just grouped up at Bend.
Wood is still toggling this North Spin. A bit of a nuisance, but goes for the swing and gets caught out by DH. Now Buzz wants to run over the top of Benji, and it's on Boo. Brought down by DH. 1 by 1, T1 are building their way back into this game. It's brick after brick, and they're not the prettiest. But they are still fighting for it.
Well played by the rookie Omen for this team, DH. Just waited at door for Root to expose themselves. Instant paranoia. Benji tries to swing onto him already, and adjustment onto Boo. I mean, this Omen isn't even DH's main agent. When he was tearing apart challengers, he was the highest in kills per round, ACS. He was pretty much playing almost all Sentinel, then swaps the role here and is just absolutely showing out for T1 when they've needed him most. On the side of T1, they've still got ultimates stacked up, by the way. Haven't even really needed to use many of these. Stacks gets the Nightfall after going down on this last round.
Wood gets ahead of this smoke, but he's playing so proactively. Of course, he has the rendezvous that can get him out.
So T1 are going to be able to control this A side of the map and start sending players elsewhere if they so choose. And that is the case for Stacks, who's maneuvered towards this C side.
There's another layer of Razorvine there to slow things down on C.
We're just holding the jump spot with the Headhunter. He got the shot. It's only the head that's revealed by the player looking over that direction. That would have been Buzz.
Teleport's ready.
Heretics have to make a decision in the next 10 to 20 seconds about whether committing onto C is going to be worthwhile. They've probably surmised that sheer wall is on B, and we've seen Izu take the op for contact into main a couple of times.
If they go for this A refight, they're going to be walking into a paranoia and a relay bolt, and have to imagine that Buzz and DH will not be giving this space up. It's not something they've wanted to do ever in the past.
Okay, here it is. Annihilation gets thrown out. And the looks of things, no catch. So still no inroads for for Heretics.
This is all just to distract, so Heretics can make this attempt towards C, but they're all hit by the Nightfall. 3 players.
Sax is ready for it, but the Showstopper comes out and cleans up the fade. Meteor with a steel guard and thrown it on the side, and Heretics got no choice but try and fight through this. Boo TP's back away, tries to get his weapon online again.
But DH is in the perfect position for this rotate. Surely they don't expect the backstab. Surely he puts the nail in the coffin on this round.
The Seal Wall was going to block it for the time being, so it's going to be up to Buzz. Isu in the sights, and they have done enough.
DH's flank didn't even need to come to fruition because T1 were just so fast on that rotate through Waterfall. 4 rounds in a row. Annihilation from Benji Fishy rendered useless. Instant trade on the Showstopper, so that's off the field now for Heretics as well.
Feels like Heretics are starting to run a little bit low on the inspiration here. They got funneled essentially into that B side.
Yeah, T1 really superior in the map control game there. Heretics relying a lot on being able to successfully refight with that deadlock on A.
That was Steel Guard and Nightfall committed though by T1. It's still got the overdrive to go with here. Boo catches out DH, but it all breaks down into a cacophony of action as Boo have to fight 2 with the Sheriff. Buzz still fighting here at Rebel, and Boo's the only one that stands in his way, but he's been chunked down to 9. This could go either way, but Buzz will exit with 4. A Demon Unchained at Rebel. And a big part of T1 now, getting to within 2 rounds of Heretics total. 2 rounds to overtime.
Stunning 3-piece from Buzz. I thought it was going to be over on the eco. How many times in Valorant's history have we seen this exact situation play out, where when you start to believe in the comeback, suddenly the team at match point wins a Sheriff Stinger round. But they are denied by one of the most experienced Valorant pros that we've got in the scene, period, from the shadows. Whereas on the side of T1, they have the drift and the overdrive still accessible to win out this full buy round.
For round number 23, and this time Heretics are on the wrong side of a comeback on Lotus.
T1 are pushing all the way out of C and B. They want to fight, but Isu goes down. Woot denies both.
And he's done it with a rifle of all things. DH trying to make a swing on them. Buzz wraps around. Overdrive at extreme range claims Benji.
The spike is loose in spawn. Buzz is fully committed. Wu doesn't want to take the fight just yet. Teleports away, wants to wait for his teammates to be able to assist. Out of the timeout, T1 go for an absolutely mad round.
And Heretics is still clearing. They don't realize just how many players are back behind them.
Oh my god, they're ready to fight when Boo gets out of this teleport.
Picked up the spike, and here comes Buzz out from Rubble. That was Boo down, Spike down yet again. Rian's up on the corner, Buzz low, makes a swing for it and takes the Neon out of the game. Stacks there could be caught, he gets away, still decayed down, and it's all on Rian's for the game. Ping catches 2, he's got the spike to hand, and off to the side he goes.
Off to maybe C site if he wants. C, B, it doesn't matter. He's got access to the globe right now. He's getting out of there. Stacks and DH, both of them on full HP.
Where do you set up if your Rian's here?
30 seconds left.
Possibly wanting to play for Halls, maybe flip the site.
Yeah, it's too shallow
Not
to be
options.
a mound hold.
Now both fades should be able to get those haunts back online. DH has a couple smokes. Both players coming through door. Rian's in the off angle.
Lined up for this first clearing of mound. Stacks and DH going to check the side. Smokes here for DH now. Horn thrown out. Rian gets contact. DH is low. Oh, are you kidding me? Once again, Rian's genetically engineered to dominate the game.
To Sunset, the map coming into this tournament where they have the highest round percentage win rate at 58%. Actually, for them, the disparity isn't crazy between all the maps, but this has been the one with their best showings.
T1 believe they're the best in the region at Sunset. Made that very clear in the press conference earlier here in Paris. In Heretics, we've just not seen much from them. A change up in their comp sees the Rays now join Minibu's Yoru.
T1 are looking like they're going to go for that split onto B through 3 different lanes. Buzz all the way into Boba. Benji going to feel the pressure. Buzz is just sliding everywhere.
Benji wasn't affected by the relay pop, but still couldn't do much in that fight. Bowled over by Isu instantly. But the charge was led by Buzz. It's an open B site now. We're down to Rien's, Boo, and Woot to try and disentangle T1 from their territory.
Heretics held back by that paranoia, now covered up by the dark cover since they had to retreat.
Really got their eggs in the Boba basket right now, and Meteor is more than happy to dig in.
This is all on Boo in an impossible situation. T1 making a really good call there for the mid-rounding.
That split over towards B. It's rare to see.
It's Izu absorbing all of that utility over towards A main. He gets the info, and I think that's just the protocol that they have, is that if there's a very aggro push on that A main, they're going to immediately pivot into that B split all the way top mid, a player through market. One lone player through B main as just that instant reaction.
And it might be enough to dissuade Heretics from playing like a 4-in-1 setup. They might not feel like they can really leave Benji on an island at B, if that's going to be the case.
T1 committing to a triple Bulldog setup.
I'm out of here.
Was fast to take
Go.
a little bit of space towards B main. That's this B site where Team Heretics are just going for a pure gamble stack, 4 players.
Yeah, no trips here to run into, so Baz more than happy to frolic in the meta that is the B site. Looking to get a bit deeper now, but hit by the paranoia straight away. Fast lane comes up, make it hard to see the wood for the trees. For one though. Buzz somehow still untouched amidst all of this action.
This is what I'm saying about Buzz movement. When it comes to that aspect of the Neon kit, he might just be the best in the world. I don't understand how he gets away with things like that.
He was paranoid
so consistently.
2 players in close proximity.
I swear I see him get more slide kills than anyone else. All right, a couple players go down for T1, but it's ultimately irrelevant. They keep all of the Bulldogs. That is the intention of the round. So it's a fairly clean start overall. The start that T1 desperately needed after their comeback was just shut down by Reds in that clutch.
Nice! Let's go, guys. Let's go.
And this look, of course, for Heretics, a far cry from the double Sentinel they brought into Lotus that really had that slowing power, the stopping power against the fast-paced play from Buzz.
Team Heretics do love a double duelist comp, though. They played it so frequently this year, as have T1. Heretics are postured for some aggression towards A. Paranoia can come through main, and it does, but that is just onto Izu. A recon, a nade as well. Happy to teleport away. Now we'll see if, similarly to the pistol, T1 just try to accelerate into this B site. They've got everybody at main. Drip is now broken.
Who's across the map?
Gained.
There's no stall util really outside of what Cypher has in place. That's been cleared.
Both trips actually got broken by shots, even the backside one.
That's huge. Well cleared by T1, and now Izu's ready to fight on the side. Dirty swing around the corner.
No,
Benji.
No.
Yes, give me more.
You can't be doing that with a Bulldog full sprint. The Phantom, questionable, but we've seen people get away with it. You hate to see them get away with it, but with the Bulldog, man.
This crossfire is
criminal.
It's impossible to break.
It's disgusting.
Heretics just realize there's no way in.
It's a save. It's a save. And so far, we've seen 2 rounds now from T1 where they just batter Team Heretics by having Izu play A main, absorb all of the utility, instant pivot into B. On that one, Shocks break both the front trip and the back trip in sight, so they get space straight away, get the entire site straight away.
Stacks definitely needs credit for how he paved the way for Buzz and Izu to hit that B side very quickly. Heretics definitely feeling uncomfortable trying to lock down. Look where they died. They died at the back of the B side, so they were well and truly anchored there. Try to fight back in behind the Yoru clone. Credit to Miniboo, right? Trying to re-establish some kind of control, but man.
All right, stop replaying it. I can't see this anymore. That's not how the game is supposed to be played, Mitch.
And Izu makes it look like it was hard-coded from the beginning. Okay, three rounds rather here for T1. Again, they'll start with this aggression at A, but already pings up mid, up tiles. We'll see if Meteor tries to work that part of the map here.
Now it's an instant fast lane, but then T1 just slow things down because Heretics have been throwing those util combos at them. So that's just a baited out backup, and now we can re-clear and get back in off that Sova drone.
Heretics here, trying to bounce around at the back of the map. You can see them top mid. They're not sure if there's going to be a split that comes of this noise cut in A main. But in reality, it's just a more ponderous approach to the standard A hit. No one set up here inside elbow. It's Boo holding it from way back in spawn with nothing but a Sheriff.
Heretics have read this situation, though. 3 players now at Link, and a couple of them working their way into the site, ready to anchor.
That smoke at Link, though, is giving them pause for thought. They might try and fight around the Link here itself. It's going to be Rian's able to take Buzz out of the game. Meteor waiting for the push up, though. Here's Rian's on the site, commanding attention. And it's up to Meteor now. Heretics ready for this syncopation of tempo from T1, getting into the A site.
To make it even more difficult, who just brings him down to 1 HP.
30 seconds left.
Heretics just called the perfect rotate there. They understood the situation, got to link right on time, and beyond that, getting players into sight. Rians locks it down. It's just a good call, and Meteor is absolutely relegated to this save.
Rians ultimately walks out of the round with 3 kills. He was sat plumb in the center of that A site, whipping around like a turret. Nice little set play the Heretics able to put together towards that A main swing around the box. And a very hard fought round on the board for them. They still need to think about how they shore up that B side. But so far, that A look has been solid.
It's a slide backside. Rians deals with Buzz in a situation where Buzz comes out on top more often than not, getting those slide kills.
Rians was the one to clutch up to win that Lotus map. Hands down for Heretics. I'm looking over towards the B side, and you can see that Benji's actually just focused his trip over towards Market instead. Maybe further back on the side. He has to vary those setups round after round.
Recon's exchanged towards that A side of the map. Heretics go for a pure reclear.
Yeah, Miniboo dinked there, but it's a great pop flash out for the Yoru.
Yeah, that time it's not dense with util, it's just a swing to catch that lone player and a lineup for Woot. Free as it gets.
And Buzz and DH just decide to stay in lockstep with each other to their detriment. That really throws this round to the Sharks for T1. Meteor now realizing, that's where this util is going. Fair enough. Makes his way through. Sound cue off the cyber cage. And there'll be one in Stax' way. Well, one was relocated to B main after those kills came in on the A side. Nicely held by Benji. Stax walks into the trip, gives himself away. Pings at the back of the side, a double swing! That puts Stax out of commission. Gets Heretics 1 round away from parity.
That one felt like it was just over before it even started, honestly. But I think this is a good adjustment from Team Heretics over towards that main side. A bit lighter on util and more heavily focused on the gunplay as a timing reclear.
Amazing. Guys, we are so clean. Let's go.
And again, I like the sort of the movement of those tripwires by Benji after that 2K from Woot.
Of course, for T1, though, winning the pistol, winning that bonus has got their economy in a great position. So despite 2 round losses in a row, they are able to get another full buy online. Very close to a lot of ultimates and playing with some pace towards A.
This one could be volatile. The Paranoia has come in, though, at T1 and has thrown him in a disarray. Oh, Showstopper just lands in their midst. DH taken low. Miniboo thinks twice about trying to fight there solo in elbow. He backs up to the site. He's going to give this to T1.
And he can, right? Team Heretics have already accomplished what they set out to do. They got that opening pick. DH very low on HP as well. The rest of the Heretics players on the rotate towards this A side. Miniboo going forward with the Dimensional Drift, going to get all of this information.
Great
Once he gets into elbow, all 3 spotted.
Yeah, I mean, the noise cut there gets seen straight through by Heretics. They got the info, and Miniboo follows him onto the site. 3 for him in the round. And Meteor left on the outside, looking in. Woot fallen by his hand, but this side is absolutely crawling with defenders. And eventually, Benji will be on the wrap.
I must wait a moment.
Meteor has no choice but to simply fight for this. Taking his weapon out of the round, virtually a non-option. Rians is peeking for this. Miniboo off his contact. Would have stepped up where it required. And we have an even game, folks. Heretics starting to get a feel for the pace of play that T1 have brought.
And it doesn't often feel required when it's Rians on the angle. Early fight from Heretics nets them that 1 kill. They back up, and much like one of the prior rounds, T1 get that space on A, they noise cut, and they re-hit. A re-hit that, again, Heretics are prepared for. And T1 feel that they need to accelerate when the Dimensional Drift gets all of the information, and they just walk themselves straight into the crossfire because of it. Obviously, Miniboo as well, that's just a mental play.
This idea, though, of falling back with a double duelist comp and then re-hitting with it to try and get value off those pops, off that offensive utility, really throws T1 for a loop there. Into lobby we go, stately pace for T1. Their buy is not good.
Now Buzz is looking to get real deep backside with this Bucky. Play around that fast lane. Dimensional Drift going to go first. Ping out these players, 3 of which are here from Heretics. Hunter's Fury even comboed with that Drift.
He's just going deeper. He's in Boba now. Can he emerge and make a fight of this? He emerges indeed, and the Bucky claims Benji. Somehow it's Buzz, though.
It is just pandemonium. He doesn't know where to look, so gets out to stay safe. T1 have gotten that opening kill, but still low on weaponry as they plant the spike.
Yeah. Heretics, though, with 4 up and ready to take this retake. They're fortunate not to take any further casualties from that push.
Boo does have a paranoia to get back in, could certainly hit multiple players. Everyone from T1 entrenched on the site itself.
Flash here as well for Miniboo. Plenty of utility for the retake now, and that is easy off the map. He tries to get in ahead of the game. It's not going to pay off for him. Rien's again fighting. Beautifully done by Heretics. With the better weapons, a patient retake after only losing the Cypher.
At T1, you could see that desperation, the realization that they didn't have enough control over the map to actually win that out. Izu trying to leap into market, but just straight to his death with the shorty out. And from there, multiple angle retake comes through from Heretics. Rien's just dispatching 2 of them and spawns. The rest of them flood through market.
Nice! Let's go! Guys.
T1's lack of map control really their undoing.
It's such a big round. Look at all the ultimates used there. There was a Hunter's Fury even in the mix. Heretics navigate it with composure and get their 4th consecutively, now in the lead.
That was a half buy with multiple ultimates used from T1 in the conversion attempt. Buzz fast up mid, dark cover on the right so he can pass.
Miniboo tries to get out of smoke, eventually belatedly sprays Buzz down. He takes some damage for it, but damage done indeed.
What is the decision from Izu? And DH's backside, what on earth? Takes the isolated duel.
Alone, virtually alone. Rien's going to try and dig him out here, but there's a lot of threat here for Heretics. Look at the player back in Boba. Izu in a position to disrupt. Rien's has to fight on multiple fronts now, and he has the composure to take it away. 2 kills for Rien's. Izu takes another hit and finally is brought down. Damaged by 3 separate players in the round. Leaves Meteor out on the site, and God, he's got to expose himself to get this spike back. Will he wrap around? Looks like that's the plan. Up through market he goes. Woot and Boo, not ready for it yet. Meteor surely not. He's made a quick push of this. Does he actually have a timing? Woot not turning his head around. Boo got to be spotted first. He'll be dealt with by Meteor. Now Woot, aware of Meteor's presence, but both players have drawn a bead on one another. And Meteor has to cut this up piece by piece, expecting a wrap around the pillar from Woot, but that's not the case. 30
seconds left.
Woot is holding his ground, and now Meteor's going to step out into that sideline, but Woot flubs the first shot. A bit of a whiff now as Meteor tries to test him. An inch around the corner, and then duck back. Meteor going to drop down, made noise doing so though. That's information that Woot is certainly going to capitalize on. Knocked him down to 23. Then there's just no time. There's got to be a spike recovered. Meteor has to find Woot, but he is impossible to dig out of his foxhole. There's enough time for a plant. Woot knows this. He has to challenge. Job done. Defuse guaranteed. Heretics to 5.
I feel like you could even see in that 1v1 how much these guys respect each other as players, mechanical stars. Time, I mean, what was that, a 30-second 1v1? Goes down to 8 seconds, Meteor feeling forced to plant.
And Meteor, Miniboo rather, the wild card of this team, right? Takes the timing out of the smoke top mid when he hears Buzz coming, knowing that he's the only player that can realistically stop T1 from getting into Boba. So it just sprays down, eventually finds what he was looking for and comes away alive. He has to make noise, he has to get the spike and gives Woot the edge.
T1 now on the half buy in this round. Gathered up towards A main early, where Heretics have been pretty happy to fight, but a very different look from them defensively. Woot just having the judge playing backside. Buzz has been sliding there a lot, so it is a little counterplay.
You can dig him out here with relay, but it may not make a difference. Okay, onto the side, a lot of noise made. Benji's the one that steps up here. Woot aware that this play is now encroaching for either angle. They're going to be pinged out as well. Benji, though, is just making mincemeat of them. Rien's able to find one with the Hunter's Fury, and finally Woot sees a player he can shoot. DH, the unlucky one. Dealt with by the judge.
What a cheese setup. I mean, just cages that are placed from Benji so Woot can just be a little gremlin backside with the judge behind the cages. That is so silly.
Bro, still cranking 90s all these years on.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Oh my goodness. Covers the side, throws a little theft in. Just in time to see the push out from elbow.
Rien's gets a nice Hunter's Fury into support as well, just in case things began to get out of control, but it never happened.
Let's go.
Benji had that on lockdown.
6-3 now. 6 rounds in a row. It's been an avalanche from Team Heretics Mountain. T1 have struggled to stand up against it, but now at least they've got a buy to work with in a fast play on the A side. But Wu does this every time! He just gets in the way, plants his feet, takes a fight. A Meteor is down, but there's still more to be done. Now Boo opts out of the fight in elbow.
Just blinded up, didn't have the opportunity onto Boo. 3 players here from Team Heretics. T1 are constantly finding themselves hitting into stacks.
And no one's looking at the Owl drone, though. They've only got eyes for Buzz, who lights up the stage, steps up, finds his third. And that's an overdrive, well employed. It's only Benji left. Ponderous trudge across the map for the lone Cypher. It's T1, a site teeming with 4 of them.
That was Heretics having 4 players on A site, and that was not enough to stop T1. Looked like Woot was honestly going to get away with a couple more back in main.
He has this habit of stepping in the middle of Buzz's fast lane and just shooting the first player he sees. Benji now. To say it's a climb would be an understatement. Precipitous peak stood before him, and T1 are able to finally get themselves around back. You can see frustration on their faces, on all of them, on Buzz. Go for this fast play, and they look like they might have lined up there for Woot any other day.
Yeah, there was a flash thrown to support as well. This was just a great ult. Again, look at this movement from Buzz. The swing in, gets the info on both. Isolate a kill, isolate a kill.
Play off the clone as well. Stunning.
It's so sick.
Yeah, really slice the pie is the term that obviously we use. But challenging those angles one at a time.
Team Heretics looking like they want to challenge A main yet again, and they've got a bunch of ults to do so, with Showstopper being the crucial one. Not going to be ripped, though, by Woot.
This is a fake. Most of the attention here, I think, for T1 is over towards B.
DH teleport all the way in spawn. Heretics are certainly aware that this could be his location of choice, as the rest of the T1 side opt to get through B main. You can see the gate crash going in. It's like, what a timing!
My goodness! Does he expect the second, though? Benji is at least there, but it's still a split. Look at the B side. That has pulled everyone from Heretics off that side entirely, and now they're going to set up at Boba.
They want to push for more. They want to take the fight to TH.
Flash out of the smoke, but no, it's going to be Boo and Riens that shut them down. This now puts Heretics at a numbers advantage, and Woot is on the wrap.
But that is a pacey flank right now from Woot. Did T1 try to fight elsewhere? What is the move? No, posted up in main is Meteor. He expects it. Stacks taking a duel.
Woot tries to step up, but Meteor shuts him right on down, and it's on Riens again. Shock darts to work with, and Stacks is low and subject to them. The Meteor is going to be tucked here, sees Riens coming a mile off. Pinged out by the cam. There's really just not enough time for Riens to make this happen. Stats can step up, surely not. Surely not, we don't just stick this down. There's got to be an answer, and of course, it is the Hardest Fury from offsite. Riens got it to half, but it's all he's going to get in this round. Cool, calm, collected. Stacks picks up another for T1.
Yep, the percentage play from Stacks, one of the long-standing titans of the Korean scene, just plays it to the numbers to the time. That is very well done. Somehow Riens again makes you a believer in every single situation that he finds himself in. And at the end of it, it comes really down to the gunplay, which at T1's core, that is where they excel. They were just such a DMy, scrappy fighting team when they won at Bangkok, and that is always an aspect of them that is so dangerous.
And they get themselves the double duelist matchup that they were looking for. Yoru clones thrown out by both sides, but that's Meteor shot straight up mid.
Was that just spam through smoke?
Maybe above it?
Cover there? Oh, looks like he got pinged, so I guess there was some damage on him. He spams back, all right, and then DH just gets a second on a mini-move through the smoke. Was he pushing through? What is happening in mid? It's chaos.
This spreads Heretics so thin across the map now.
T1.
Back to A.
They've opted for a fast pivot towards A, smoke up onto Link, so Buzz with some safety can get through onto this site. It's just Boo on the anchor, but Buzz is so crazy with the movement.
Big win there, though, for Boo. At least slows things down and then gets the heck out of dodge. Boo on the side still has to fight with Izu when he emerges.
That's the Izu special.
The signature look from him. Woot speculates there with that showstopper and doesn't catch anyone. Benji being pinged, he doesn't realize he's walking. Well, he does realize, in fact, that he's walking into danger on Link as well, but Meteor finds the moment where Benji's back is turned. And that is a pretty frenetic back and forth first half here of Sunset. T1 come out with 6 attack side rounds.
T1 really excelled when they were able to make these fast pivots around the map with the double duelists.
Very close affair here. We're going to head to a break as it's a tied game after the first half of Sunset. Heretics now switching sides, of course, to the defense.
Who have S-tier shooters globally.
Let's run it back, folks. This is Team Heretics still chasing that first global title, and this one, well, it's the only one that matters as far as they're concerned. T1, of course, have had that glory on the global stage before, but they're looking for the first champions for the Pacific region, first team from the Pacific to have 2 titles in the year.
They're just pushing into this crosshair with Benji right now, but he's too sharp.
You're ready for that apparently, but the swing into the line for Izu gave him the edge. Riencia has to respect the relay, Bolt backs off, but Buzz still once more asks the question of Woot. And there's a snappy answer from the Turk.
Feels like, frankly, things get disconnected there for T1. Was the plan to get out, to stay in? Buzz made the decision in his own right to just send it, but no one was really there to assist. So that'll even things up as Heretics just, they make their way towards this very open A site.
T1 want to group up, play death ball here in the mid. And there's late explore. Boo has the utility to slow this up, to stall it, can even, God forbid, one-way this phone box. Make it challenging, but someone needs to sniff this out first. And Rienz is going to have his back turned as T1 emerge. Oh, that's brutal. Knife between the shoulder blades, and now T1 can quickly pounce on this A hit. This leaves Heretics in disarray. They're not quite ready for it, but Boo emerges, finds DH, and out on the side, it's Mini Boo alone. Woot. Boo has to do it solo as well, and Izu exits around with 3 snappy kills.
Heretics couldn't even break the trip. They were just getting stalled out by that. Pretty sick mid-round call from T1 to accelerate that 4-man push down mid through tiles. Heretics had no idea what was coming.
And as the mid-rounder, Boo just decides it's so unlikely that there's going to be a wrap from T1. And this is how T1 are getting the rounds on that attack side as well, Wyatt. They're throwing more and more deranged looks at Heretics.
Very fast, decisive decision-making within them, though. Which is, I think, the most impressive part of it.
Yeah, with the timing, I don't think that Heretics could have accounted for. I'd say that's an important pistol round in the context of this series. We'll be putting it lightly.
Every team really having the best pistol round win rate, interestingly, in this. Both of them sub 50%.
That strat looked like it was something that T1 just spun up on a dime. Sometimes that's all you need in matches like this. 2 teams with fantastic shooters that love to play double duelist. Match made in heaven for someone like Buzz, I'm sure.
DH just ready to let this paranoia loose, and the swing out from Buzz. They're fighting together and cleaning up everyone. Beautifully done.
Confidence there, of course, for DH to step out of the smoke. Paranoia was there to set Buzz up, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And what is the move from T1 on this bonus round? Are they going to go for another crazy aggro look? A push down mid like they did on the pistol round, perhaps? Some kind of trap play off the relay bolt with a flash from Izu, double their duelists up. What are the ideas here going to be as Heretics are on their full buy?
Yeah, we're always looking for something cheeky early in the round when a double duelist team goes to defense. We have 2 of them here. Pop into mid for Heretics. Izu tucked for now, might look for a timing. Walks up. Spots Woot and a number of other players. We'll be getting out now. Door brought down.
He just teleports to now cover top mid. As Heretics are all grouped up here. Boo loosely watching over on that A side where your standard one-ways are getting cycled by the defense.
This is
T1 opt for a double push out of this smoke mid. Do they flash and stun? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they don't want to risk the chance of them just walking by and getting up mid, but Boo seems to be ready for this. That one smoke teases T1 out of hiding, and they look to challenge. It's only a couple Bulldogs and a Sheriff now left for this specific team.
They tried to sync up the flash with a paranoia plus that relay bolt swing out.
Deploying drone.
Risk taken on the bonus. Can never be mad at that, honestly, but Team Heretics with just far too many players in the vicinity, and Boo just lights them up. It's all on DH. Backside with this Bulldog. Heretics have been doing a good job of collecting the orbs on the past couple rounds too. That is of note.
There's a deep hold on B here and constant checks of mid by Meteor, so this shouldn't surprise T1 too much. Now this belated look at the A site. We're down to 25 seconds in the round, so Heretics do need to be expedient about this. Nothing though for DH to see here. Oh my goodness, Meteor! Oh, he's throwing this into disarray. Rians was trying to put that spike down. Benji now going to look to try and take the fight, but DH is still healthy, still ready for it. He's thinking every single person that shows up. Spike down at least. Boo, though, he's looking worse for wear. Everybody on Heretics getting a taste of it. And now Meteor wants to step up and get the job done himself. Back behind the box, Woot goes. Miniboo at least have a swing off his contact, and so it stacks. Gives himself away, stepping forward. Miniboo will remain tucked. There's no reason to overextend if you're Heretics.
Boo's still on such low HP at the moment.
He's looking, searching, Stax gets us to half, and he's going to stick the defuse. Surely not! Just in the nick of time. Shut down as he went for that defuse. And Heretics come back. That was a bonus for T1.
Oh my god, it doesn't get closer than that. As soon as I saw him start spinning, oh no. How many times have we seen? As soon as you just needed to, you know, turn the DPI up a little bit, get that to 10,000 and start going. I think he might have gotten it.
I think you're pretty happy with that for T1. That's your bonus there. A number of Bulldogs were committed into the round, and you went down 3 to 5 very early off that poke into mid.
No, certainly of note, Izu has picked up this operator for T1's first full buy, currently posted over on that B side.
Scanning ahead.
We'll have that gate crash all the way back in spawn to get to A link with some haste, a spawn even. Buzz ready to play off the paranoia that DH has.
Yeah, these two have been dynamic here on the A side, but Miniboo shuts half the pins are down and Woot slams him.
It didn't connect onto Woot somehow. How did he sidestep that?
He's just ahead of it in the end. That's devastating though for T1. That's a lead now. They might be forced to concede. Meteor somehow isolates one player amidst 5 of them.
God, he's so sharp. And he wants more.
Sticking around, but this is a dimensional drift. Miniboo gonna go deep for info, and Meteor gets 2 for that. That's big, and he's given T1 a real shot at this round. But that dimensional drift will clear all of Elbow and set up this 2-pronged assault on the A side. Stax into the timing. Benji knocked down to 47, but that's all he's gonna get.
Now it's just Izu with the operator, who's certainly going to be saving at this point. Meteor tried his best, but that light little trap setup with Buzz taking contact, paranoia. Man, if that hit Woot, have to think DH probably gets 2 there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the volatility that gets introduced into this early round by T1, who always want to be popping a part of the map on defense. But if one thing goes wrong, if one form of util isn't lined up properly, Heretics are going to punish you for that smallest of mistakes. They will fight you in much the same way. Look at how Woot was just walking out into the fast lane on his defense side. Both these teams are primed to fight. They want to take those early engagements. They want to prove that they've got the better gunmanship.
It was a perfectly fine defensive setup across the board from T1, but Buzz losing that duel. And I just need to see this from Woot's point of view, excuse me, as to what happened with the paranoia. I'm just curious what that looked like from his point of view. It was really the critical moment of the round in my eyes.
Miniboo, okay, it's a bit belated.
Yeah, he just is able to sidestep that.
And yeah, it's late. I mean, fact of the matter is that first kill comes off Miniboo. He then gets flashed after it, but DH is left in a 1vx scenario.
Now the inroads for T1 on this round 17, where they're on the bad buy. Operator saved by Izu. Can he find an opener with that? And also Buzz having the Bucky, but 1 away from the overdrive. Already had that really sick 3-piece with the ultimate. We'll be looking to get that active. And it's him doubled up with DH over on that A side again towards Elbow.
Just the clone this time around. Okay, Meteor. Already been able to open up here with the Sheriff.
Buzz is about to get his ult as Heretics make this foray into the B side. They have to contend with Izu, unspotted by the drone. Back on the angle, and does get his, gets away. And now on the flood back in, having the overdrive, this could absolutely be a round win for T1 despite the bad buy.
Yeah, this is the operator held over into this round by Izu, and it was a wise save in the end.
Stax just so much far ahead. So much more far ahead than the rest of the team gets caught.
Miniboo. Buzz doesn't have much to work with. It's just a bucket. His smoke might assist him to some degree. First a relay bolt, then in he goes around that dark cover, but surely they've heard him here. The overdrive is cut short. A short circuit here for the Neon. But Izu is waiting there at the back of the side. Miniboo's going to take a challenge. 20 health on Izu. Miniboo now with the contingency and escape route. Oh, that almost got him killed for it. But now he knows. He knows full well where Izu is waiting. A clone will be thrown out. Izu has a flash to work with. But this feels so slanted against the Yoru of Izu.
How can he possibly win this? Has to connect this op shot right now on the Miniboo swing.
Miniboo patience, knows he's got time and makes the swing, sees the knee. Miniboo, crucial 3K in that round. And Izu an adventurer no more apparently. Once more, Heretics get their nose out in front.
Bides his time perfectly. Buzz going for that overdrive too late. If he had already popped that on the entry back in, he might have gotten a kill there, maybe even 2. And prior to that, Izu gets the kill and gets out, but then Stax positions back in the site before anyone else was there to assist. Man, just a couple little errors from T1 add up in a round that they could have converted with a bad buy. Now they don't even have the cash for this operator. It's all rifles on this one.
The wave of ultimates from TH is about to crash down on them as well. There is a heck of a lot in the arsenal for Heretics. Notice the Cypher util again. Far in the back of the site here for Meteor.
Looks like they want to keep it simple and around where they have 4 ultimates. Just slam into this B site.
There it is. Showstopper pop straight away. Wood trying to get in there. Letting the TP come out. Where does DH find himself? In Boba now, ready to reinforce. It's only Meteor left in the site. Can he do anything as the sole anchor? Easy's going to get in now as well. He can play off this. The flash is good. Relay board is there, and Easy emerges with the shorty. It's DH following up on it. Rien's for 2, somehow. Keeps Los Niños in the round, and they have a spike to deliver elsewhere, I see.
How does Izu get away with this? Every single dimensional drift, he pops out with the shorty for 1. Now Boo is isolated on the site. Rien's isolated in mid. This timing against Buzz could be everything.
Easy might see him.
This onto Izu.
He's not looking! He didn't look towards bottom mid, but Buzz at least is able to recover. Just a whiff shot there on Izu for Rien's hurts him. I mean, now Boo, man, a few words.
Whiff shots and Rien's in the same sentence. That doesn't add up. Can't really do the math on that one, but it just happened. It's all in the hands of Boo, the IGL.
Sees Buzz first. Breaks up the 1v1. T1 can't swing him at the same time. They've got to go for the spike. Izu again has to clutch from low health. Gets it to half. Boo. Does he have a sense for this timing? Izu out in the open. The correction is there. Man, a few words, but clutches up when it counts. Boo gets Heretics ahead by 2.
The unlikely hero for this Team Heretics side. A squad with some of the best shooters in the world, but it's their IGL Boo who wins out the 1 versus 2 after it was Rien's, his teammate, that whiffed. That is outrageous. I mean, after the exit early in EMEA Stage 2, Boo is asked, coming into this tournament, how he feels in terms of his confidence, and he said that his level right now is on the board. And surely this one has to be a gimme. It's up against majority Sheriffs, 1 hero guardian for Buzz. They need to convert this. Heretics' economy really isn't off the ground either. So they are in, some level of danger, even if they just drop a lot of guns on this round.
Still fledgling. They want a clean round win if they can get a Meteor with the double stack. That one could have gone either way. Woot's almost collided.
40 HP for Woot. He is susceptible to just a Sheriff body shot from someone else now.
Some serious B control assumed here by Izu. Well and truly pushed up into the lobby. Rienz is going to have his wits about him here.
And he still has the gate crash active back in Boba, but I was going to say it's expiring soon. So now he just needs to straight up get a kill.
No! He's committed, but before he gets pinged out by the neural threat, he's able to take a kill. Flash around the corner. This guy does it all. Rienz steps up though and finally shuts Izu down, but damage has been done.
Dark cover now over main. So Heretics don't feel like they want to get out onto the site right now. Man, I was just waiting to see if he was going to connect one of those body shots onto Woot, who was scrambling, just mashing his keyboard to stay alive.
DH has got such good intuition, though, for this swing back across the map for Heretics, so much so that he's gotten himself in the site in advance.
Now here's that Cypher util. Going to take a moment. The rotates are here, but he's going for it.
Woot may not be connected, though, onto by DC. Oh, all of them paranoid up. DH can't convert. Benji does take a bit of damage through the wall, but that's not enough.
He's bought time, though. His teammates are here, and there's 15 seconds to plan.
Here it is out of L, where they're going to go. Hunter's Fury from Rienz knows that DH is in the back of the side. It's Benji for 3! And Heretics, they navigate some extremely dangerous, extremely rocky ground as T1 threatened to pop up at every turn.
Somehow, every single bullet fired in Woot's direction just threads the needle. He's dodging everything. How on earth did he live for this long? He was fully blinded in elbow. DH couldn't connect. That was ridiculous. At 3 different points, I thought T1 were about to win that round. Feels like some level of divine intervention, keeping Woot alive and Heretics alive in that round to bring them to 11.
Team Heretics economy stimulated after that round, but still 2 more away from that valuable series win and qualification to playoffs. Buzz is pinged out, but had already retreated back to the site.
Heretics have just baited out very important utility. That's a relay bolt and the paranoia gone, but Meteor catches Boo on the offense, getting up mid as the pivot from Team Heretics attempts to go into this B site. Currently held by multiple players, and the spike is down.
Rien's on the move. Benji can't salvage now either, and Woot is looking a little uncomfortable out there in the open. T1, so disruptive, so hard to predict. It was Boo that tried to make a TP play back towards Boba, but that is sniffed out and snuffed out instantly.
Meteor is just ice cold in this situation, reads onto Boo and then takes the timing out of the mid-smoke. Pops one, ready for the re-swing, deletes Benji. One of our two-time global event winners for a reason. The only one from Pacific and one of the only 8 in the world. Meteor has just been one of the all-time best aimers. Team Heretics lose this round. They are going to be sent down to an eco. This is worth 2 for T1. This is must win. This is their map pick. It's their chances at playoffs right now to get through this upper bracket on the line. Buzz going to just delete that clone, not followed up on.
Stakes for this match are at peak, as high as it gets.
The economy was good enough for Izu to get this operator online. He's controlling towards A. The rest of T1 just posted up on B.
Now Wu's gotten into his little corner, but he's very low. Sees a little bit of Meteor's hat there through the wall. And now DH down, he finds his way out of this position. He had 2 players looking straight at him. Sight little with smokes, and he still navigates it with finesse.
Miniboo, the last player remaining, staring down 5 from T1. That was the economy on the line for Heretics. It's cracked.
Staring down the barrel of an eco. Next round. Miniboo perhaps hoping to keep a hero rifle in his hands for round 22. A round that, if unsuccessful, would see T1 even up this game at 11-11. T1.
You know, I wonder if to some extent Heretics just felt like they should hit B because there was some aggression shown down A main, that maybe that was some opportunity to get in. But if that was the case, misread on the situation. T1 had 3 players prepped and ready to lock down that B site. And of course it helps when Meteor just gets that instant spam kill as well, though it's tough to get through that B choke point with a lot of players. It's pretty narrow, and if there's a smoke down, it is an easy lane to play from stairs and just spam right into the choke.
Yeah, that's even with most of the Cypher trips being placed in market and sort of top mid now because they're so easily cleared by that Sova dart. Even so, I wonder what the composure's like there for Heretics, because it felt a little forced onto that B side after losing the first player. A Miniboo in round number 22 has managed to keep a hero rifle for Heretics, but the rest of them have to pay the piper.
Wow, I mean, that's crazy timing for Meteor to just decide to shoot. Pure intuition. This was a nice little spray down from DH. Just good anchoring as a team. It felt like Heretics really did get funneled into that 3-man setup. And now it's 4 Sheriffs. Hero Vandal saved by Miniboo. Still up against this AWP of Izu. And I think really the most critical part of this round is how many players are nearing ultimates.
Yeah.
There's the potential for them to be used here if Heretics collect a couple kills with some clean headshots off these Sheriffs. But more than likely it'll just be building to an insane next round where teams are tied at 11. And we've got the full buys.
Yeah, that one is going to be extremely explosive.
Pretty insane position from Izu right now. His gate crash just expired, so he has to send out another that's going to go towards that A link side, which is quite fortuitous given all of Team Heretics are in A main, and DH is about to find out about that.
Can play off Buzz here. Paranoia for DH and Buzz. They've played perfectly on this angle. Combined nicely. Buzz unaffected, but Miniboo ready for a swing. DH was paranoid.
He just runs in dry. He just ran in, no support. That's 1 gun down and 1 gun that Heretics would love to recover.
Not how you want to start the round at all. Wood there putting the right for the work, but DH, well, he makes up for a bit of an awkward start to the round. Meteor at 23-15 will finish the job. That could have gone south very quickly.
Oh, they were living on the edge in that round. Narrowly pushed off the cliff, but saved by Izu picking up that fight in lane, and then DH getting right into backside. Meteor from spawn. Woot popping that ult, but getting denied instantly. So now they're lacking that on the buy round. I mean, can't fault Woot for trying to go for it in that situation, really, but that has resulted in a lack of a show
series. It's probably this one, folks. Round 23, these teams are even. It's about to get hot and heavy.
Dimensional drifts for either side, but the ult advantage obviously firmly with T1. They have that Hunter's Fury in the hands of Stacks. Izu, operator, ready to post up towards B main with the gate crash to escape all the way towards Boba. Main with the gate crash to escape all the way towards Boba. And of course, I am just waiting in bated breath for him to use his ult and kill someone with a shorty, as seems to always be the case.
Get ahead of the drift inside the cyber cage. It's straight through onto Benji. He does go down to 9, but kill is a kill. And Izu has the chance now for a dimensional drift of his own straight into enemy territory. Still Kent at the back of the site is Buzz, ready to take contact as Izu knows there's already Heretics players on their doorstep, and Wood doesn't even ring the bloody bell. He's here to throw down. Stack's paranoid, has to take a beat. DH also with a smoke in his way. Heretics haven't been able to plant, they don't have the space yet, but they ping Stacks out, and they take him out of the game. Now Meteor and DH at the TP forward has been pinged out. Wood, though, fully aware of this. Now they can make use of that info! And Wood for 3, still in this now. 2v1, but Boo's position is going to be revealed.
Yeah, Meteor gets the info off that neural theft. 70 HP, doesn't have a cage, and he's just spammed down! It's intuition from Boo!
Unreal timing there from Boo. And yes, an important round win for Heretics. Match point now comes up, but it was costly for them, Wyatt. They spent heavily. They only take 2 guns out of this round.
An insane play from Izu. Takes that shot in the cage, but he was just too scared to go for an aggro play out of the dimensional drift with sub 10 HP. T1 try their best to flood backside, but Heretics, they're ready for that flood. That's the win con of the double duelist comp on defense. You want to be flooding back into these sites, so they wait on the plant, they fight together, and they deny the re-entry from T1. Who have to rally on this final round to stay in the game on their map, bring it to OT, or they'll be knocked down to the lower bracket.
Stacks pinged out, but no risk of Hunter's Fury from Heretics just yet, so he'll walk away. Again, it's Izu who wants to take contact here right in front of B. And in the meantime, look at this mid-control. Miniboo deep, tucked up in courtyard corner. Smoke to top mid to imply a potential split on B. Buzz knows he's about to get his doorbell rung too.
Closed.
So now Izu can post up in B main. That drone gives a space for the operator to position on a more deep angle. Heretics pivoting towards this A side. When the dark cover one-way fades, it's time to use that drone. T1 are patient at the moment.
See the trip set up here for Meteor to punish any fast play.
And with no noise in B main, T1 are expecting this foray towards the A side from Team Heretics, and they are correct. Everyone on the European side stacking up over there. No ults to play with at the moment, outside of Benji, maybe an opportunity for that neural theft late, but nothing to get into the site with, and there's trips on either lane. One broken.
Still the ones in halls, though, when DH has that cheeky little high ground spot, but has maybe given away his position as the clone is handled. Recon on the site, avoided by all of T1. Still, there is DH from that same spot. Good catch. Paranoia comes through.
There's only 12 seconds to plant right now.
Miniboo trying to get across the site. Spike in the hands of Riens now. He should find a safe place to plant at the back, and T1 are going to allow this. He's going to play for retake.
Buzz, 1 kill will have the overdrive. T1 are stacking up towards spawn. DH still with that paranoia. Hasn't let it loose yet, but Heretics want to fight forward into Link. They want to take the fight to T1.
Miniboo wants a timing here. Going to try and go after the Sova. Riens at the back of the site. Pinged out by the Recon now. It's about to get messy. Riens backside. Found 2 already, and Miniboo wants to push out towards that spawn side. DH in trouble. Behind the smoke. Stacks gets himself a better rifle. Manages to take care of the Recon as well. Around the corner he goes, but Miniboo gets the better of him. And Youngster, up from Academy. DH has it all on his shoulders now. On the other side of the box is Riens. Gives him a tap, lets him know he's taking account of his presence. And there's just not enough time here for DH. Miniboo here can get to the spike. Shows up, but DH finds 4. But they say, all it takes to start a revolution is the whispers of heresy. Los Niños have advanced to playoffs.